You have discovered the 10th sermon of Vivek, which was hidden in the words that came in the aftermath of the Horator. The invoker shall rise, his left hand empty and open, to indicate he need no weapon of his own. The coming forth is always hidden, so the invoker is always invisible, or, better, in the skin of his enemies. The eyelid of the kingdom shall fill 36 folios, but the eye shall weave the world. By this, the Horator needs me to understand. The sword is an impatient signature. Write no contracts on the dead. Vivek says unto the Horator, remember the words of Boet Hiya. We pledge ourselves to you, the frame maker, the scarab, a world for us to love you in, a cloak of dirt to cherish, betrayed by your ancestors when you were not even looking. Hooray Magnus and his ventured opinions cannot sway the understated. A trick worthy of the always satisfied. A short season of towers. A run-down absolution. And what is this? What is this but fire under your eyelids? Shift ye in your skin, I say to the Trinimac eaters. Pitch your voices into the color of bruise. Drive ye like your enemies in houses, and lay your laws in set sequence from the center. Again like the enemy corners of the house of troubles, and see yourself thence as timber, or mud slates, or sheets of resin. Then do not divide, and yet is the stride of Pacifist quicker than the rush of enemies, and he will sunder the whole for the sake of a shingle. For we go different, and in thunder. Pacifist is the start of all true houses, built against stasis and lazy slaves. Turn from your predilections, broken like false maps. Move and move like this. Quicken against false fathers, mothers left in corners weeping for glass and rain. Stasis asks merely for nothing, for itself, which is nothing. And you were in the 8 everlasting imperfections. Vivek says unto the Horator, remember the words of Vivek. Understand that Pacifist still travels. Vivek says unto the Horator, remember the words of Vivek. I am a phosphorescent mirror of the sky. Vivek says unto the Horator, remember the words of Vivek, drowned and smiling. Vivek says unto the Horator, remember the words of Vivek, intermittent hopes enough. Vivek says unto the Horator, remember the words of Vivek, to answer all the things. Vivek says unto the Horator, remember the words of Vivek, not yet queried. The ending of the words is Alm Sivi. The 36 Sermons of Vivek, Sermon 11. These were the days of Resdania, when Chimer and Dwemer lived under the wise and benevolent rule of the Alm Sivi and their champion, the Horator. When the gods of Veloth would retreat onto their own to mold the cosmos and other matters, the Horator would at times become confused. Vivek would always be there to advise him, and this is the first of the 3 lessons of the ruling king. The waking world is the amnesia of dream. All motifs can be mortally wounded. Once slain, theme turns into structure of future nostalgia. Do not abuse your powers, or they will lead you astray. They will leave you like rebellious daughters. They will lose their virtue. They will become lost and resentful, and finally become pregnant with the seed of folly. Soon, you will be the grandparent of a broken state. You will be mocked. It will fall apart like a stone that recalls that it is really water. Keep nothing in your house that is neither needed nor beautiful. ordeals you should face, unimpeded by the world of restrictions. The splendor of stars is Am's domain. The selfishness of the sea is Set's. I rule the middle air. All else is earth, and under your temporal command there is none done that cannot be broken, except for the heart bone. You will see it twice in your lifetimes. Take what you can the first time, and let us do the rest. There is no true symbolism of the center. The Sharmat will believe there is. He will feel that he can cause years of exuberance from sitting in the sacred, when really no one can leave the state and cause anything more but strife. There is once more the case of the symbolic and barren. The true prince that is cursed and demonized will be adored at last with full hearts. According to the codes of Mephala, there can be no official art. Only fixation points of complexity that will ease from the awe of the people given enough time. This is a secret that hides another. An impersonal survival is not the way of the ruling king. Embrace the art of the people and marry it, and by that I mean secretly have it murdered. The ruling king that sees in another his equivalent rules nothing. The secret of weapons is this. They are the mercy seat. The secret language is this. It is immobile. The ruling king is armored head to toe in brilliant flame. He is redeemed by each act he undertakes. His death is only a diagram back to the waking world. He sleeps the second way. The Sharmat is his double, and therefore you wonder if you rule nothing. Horator and Sharmat, 1 and 1, 11, an inelegant number. Which of the ones is the more important? Could you ever tell if they switched places? I can, and that is why you will need me. According to the codes of Mephala, there is no difference between the theorist and the terrorist. Even the most cherished desire disappears in their hands. This is why Mephala has black hands. Bring both of yours to every argument. The one-handed king finds no remedy. When you approach God, however, cut them both off. God has no need for theory. He is armored head to toe in terror. The ending of the words is Al Sivi. The 36 Sermons of Vivek. Sermon 12. As the Horator pondered the first lesson of the ruling king, Vivek wandered into the morning hold and found that Am was with a pair of lovers. Sek had divided himself again. Vivek then leapt through into their likenesses to observe. But he gained no secrets that he did not already know. He left a few of his own behind to make the journey worthwhile. Then Vivek left the city of Veloth and wandered far into the ash. He found a span of badlands to practice his giant fall. He made his feet a less dense material than the divine, to keep from falling waist deep into the earth. At this point, the first corner of the House of Troubles, the Prince, Molag Bal, made his presence known. Vivek looked on the King of Rape and said, "How very beautiful you are, that you do not join us." And Molag Bal crushed the warrior poet's feet, which were not invulnerable, and had legions cleave them off. Mighty fires from the beginning place were brought like nets to hold Vivek, and he let them. "I would prefer," he said, "some kind of ceremony if we are to be married." And the legions that took the feet were summoned again and ordered to begin a banquet. Pomegranates sprang from the badlands, and tents were raised. A throng of Velothi mystics came, reading the passages of the severed feet on the ground and weeping until the scriptures were wet. "We must love each other briefly," Vivek said, "if at all. I needed to counsel the Horator in more important matters, because the Dwamari high priests stir up trouble. You may have my head for an hour." Molag Bal rose up and extended 6 arms to show his worth. They were decorated in runes of seduction and its reverse. They were decorated in the annotated calendars of longer worlds. When he spoke, mating monsters fell out. "Where must it go?" he said. "I told you," Vivek said. "I am meant to be the teacher of the king of the earth, E Altadun Gartuk Pandame." With these magic words, the king of rape added another, Chim,